What is up, guys? It's Mac. We're back. We're out here, and today I'm going to show you guys something pretty cool that I kind of figured out while lake trout fishing the other day, and it's a new bait that I've been playing around with. It's a little trick I've been doing with the Zman plastics and a tube jig head, and I'm super excited to show you guys this. It's put a lot of fish in the boat for me in the last little bit, and we're gonna see if we can catch some fish on it today. But more importantly, I'm gonna show you guys what this secret weapon is. It's an absolute killer. I've had major success with it compared to other kind of more typical lake trout baits. And basically, this bait, it just looks so realistic in the water. It sits so natural, and it's so freaking durable because that Zman plastic, that Elastec technology, it's just so crazy. And basically what I've done is I've put a tube jig head inside of that plastic. So that bait sits horizontal in the water, it darts out, makes a super natural Cisco-like profile in the water, and yet you can still finesse them in with that super soft tail, kick it on the spot, whatever you need to do. But I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do it. So what I'm using is, I'm using these 7-inch jerk shads. I think that's what they're called. Yeah, scented jerk shad 7-inch. And I don't know, the white's always good for me. Like, I like the white. There's some other natural colors like the blues and whites. They're always good too. Any sort of natural color is always going to do good for you. But so I grabbed one of these guys, and I've just been using Droptine tube inserts. I'm sure other brands work too, but the Droptine ones are just the ones I've been playing with. And I've been able to do this with up to 1 ounce. I haven't tried it with a 1.5, but it's probably doable, but I just haven't attempted it yet. So let's grab a 1 ounce right here. I think that might be a 1.5. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's 1.5. Well, we'll try it with a 1.5, see if we can make it work. So you take the tube jig and you just thread it on like you normally would. Start at the nose, and just like you kind of want to line it up. Like the Elastec is a little bit harder to work with for threading your jigs on, but basically you want to line it up to where your jig head is going to be inside that bait. So I like to get that jig head right inside there, so I line it up so it's right about here. So I kind of line up with that slot, so it's about maybe a 1/4 inch left from that slot. So we'll start throwing that sucker on there. Like I said, the Elastec is a little tricky to work with, so your first couple times doing stuff with the Zman stuff might be a little bit subpar. But once you get to here, once you get to the rubber here, just start pushing it on. It's tough to push, but once you can get over it, you're golden. Another trick you can do too is grab a barbless jig, a straight hook, and just get it in there just under the plastic, and that'll just allow you to kind of pull it over. It'll just help you pull that plastic up over the lead. It takes a little bit of playing around, but once you can get it up over the lead, you are set. There we are, starting to get it up over the lead now. So just keep pushing it up and over. And then yeah, like definitely once you get to the eyelet of the jig, that's definitely when you're going to want to get that jig in there and start pulling it over. Like I said, this is a 1.5 ounce jig head, so I haven't tried this one yet, and it's definitely a little bit tighter than a 1 ounce one, but I think it'll still be doable, no problem. It just takes a little bit of work to get it on. You can see we're almost there. There we are, just keep on working that rubber just over top of that jig head until it's fully covered, or to wherever you're satisfied with it being. We're looking pretty good there. So yeah, you can see that bait now. It is perfectly, actually did a pretty good job. Pretty impressed with myself there for how well it's threaded on. But your jig head's totally concealed there. Get that eyelet pop through. There you go. But yeah, your jig head's totally concealed, so it's super finesse. There's no lead showing, no mismatch in colors. And your bait's sitting perfectly horizontal in the water with that balanced tube jig head, and it darts around like crazy. I'm gonna just tie this on here and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So this is a 3/4 ounce one I got here inside the white one. It's a little bit more narrow, a little bit more slender. So it's a little bit lighter, but I think the 1.5 ounce one, I think that'll sink a little bit quicker, obviously, and I think it'll even dart out a little bit further because it's even a little bit heavier. And I'm sure that this will work on other plastics too, with smaller jigs and stuff like that. So I mean, it'll definitely be a really useful trick for walleye fishing and bass fishing. But for the lake trout specifically, this is a killer tool. And man, does this stuff last a long time with a lake trout. I can tell you right now, I've probably caught over 100 lake trout on this bait here specifically. And it's a little soft in areas, but man, it's holding up good. Nothing is wrecking this bait, except pike. Pike will wreck them. Okay, so we got this bait tied on here. And you can see when that bait's in the water. You should just see it here on the head camera, but that bait, it just darts out so nice to the sides. You see how that bait just darts out and then wanders back. Darts out, wanders back. Just does such a nice action in the water. And look at that, you can just kick it on the spot. So nicely, so natural. Just such a natural bait. I just can't get over how natural it looks in the water. How it's so streamlined. This bait is just a killer. It's definitely helped me put a lot of fish in the boat in the last little week or so. But that's the Zman pack for lake trout. Pack mod trick. I don't even know what you call it. But putting a tube jig head inside of the Zman plastic on these 7-inch jerk shads is a killer for lake trout. I'll be coming out with some more tricks and stuff like this in the future. Got some more ideas planned out, but hope you guys enjoy this. Stay tuned for more content.